Republican Florida Congresswoman Cammack, who is calling for DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas to step down. And Congresswoman Kevin McCarthy echoing the same words as you are, that he should step down. Then is it impeachment if he does it?
Absolutely. I think all options are on the table. When you have lied to Congress, you've lied to the American people, you have, quite frankly, ignored the fact that there is a humanitarian, a national security, and public health crisis playing out on our southwest border, you have either been negligent in your duties or you have just chosen not to do them. Neither is acceptable. So we're going to do the investigation that is necessary. And if Alejandro Mayorkas does not step down before January 3rd, then we will take those investigations and we will lay the groundwork for impeachment. That's what's on the table, and that's what needs to be done. The border has to be secure.
This has come up before. It came up yesterday morning, and the pushback on the impeachment inquiry hearing, push for impeachment, was that he's got several jobs and that the border is just one of those jobs. Your reaction to that?
That's just ridiculous. The Homeland Security Secretary is charged with the national security of this nation. It's Homeland Security. And when you have an open border that is open entirely at the will of this administration, that's just unacceptable. Up to this point, we have seen just this year 98 individuals on the International Terrorist Watch list that have been apprehended. God knows how many more have gotten through. I mean, when you have millions and millions of people who have come here, they have not been vetted. It's an open border policy, and you have a trafficking operation that is taking place on our very watch, really at the behest of this administration. I mean, that's just absolutely insane. For him to say that he has many hats and this is just one of them, well, he takes full responsibility because he is, in fact, the Secretary of Homeland Security. And he told me himself that the buck stops with him, and it's going to.
Well, and to be clear, it was defenders of him speaking on his behalf yesterday, saying that whether it's the Secret Service or you know, the FAA, the skies, the ports, that, you know, his job is all encompassing. Fair enough, but maybe he can walk and chew gum at the same time. You know, I do want to ask you about Title 42. That's coming to an end. But the border crisis continues, and we're looking at another year of record numbers of migrants coming over. The only people that are benefiting this are the cartels.
Yes.
Are we misguided in maybe instead of going after Mayorkas, maybe the push needs to be for let's support our border agents who are helpless, who are committing suicide, who are struggling with alcoholism, because this administration, the Biden administration, does not seem to have their back. Can we focus on that and turn somewhat of a positive into the disaster that is the southern border?
Yeah, I mean, to your point, you know, can we walk and chew gum at the same time? Absolutely. And we need to be doing that. We can secure the border while supporting our Border Patrol agents. We can actually take on the cartels while ensuring that the border is secure. We can execute on a humanitarian mission without having an open border policy. We can do all these things. It just takes the will and the policy. I've talked to, I can't tell you how many Border Patrol agents, and they say, you know, we just need a policy. We want to be able to do the job that we signed up for. And right now, this administration is prohibiting us from doing that. So if we're going to address the root issue here of border security, we've got to give the policy. We can add technology and force multipliers. We can add more manpower. But until we actually have the willpower in the White House to uphold the laws that are currently on the books, nothing's going to change. So that's first and foremost what Congress has to do. We've got to put pressure on this administration to actually uphold the law as it is written, instead of manufacturing a new law by executive order by his phone and pen.
And making comments that basically give our South American neighbors the impression that the border's wide open and just come on over, which is exactly what he did when he came into office. Congresswoman, it's great to see you. Thank you.
So good to see you.
All right.
Have a good one.